Working now. We should be okay now. I'm literally telling you guys, it has to do with the fact that there's always a stream drop off at the start. And I think it really stems from the fact of if I restart my PC, it does this. Or not restart my PC, but when I boot up my PC, it does this. Like, I have to let my PC run, I almost feel like. At least this time it only took us 2 minutes to figure out the problem. Stream working again? Yeah, so Robbie, here's the MO. You can see me on YouTube as well as Twitch again. So here's what the problem is. The problem is, if I am correct, I could be wrong, but I feel pretty confident in saying this. The problem is my computer takes a second to start up because it's a AMD, and because of that it seems to affect the bit rates when it comes to how the graphics card is working. And so for that reason, I basically am like, well, crap, it's just gonna disconnect unless I preemptively boot it up. So what I need to do is, before every stream, I need to let my PC run for a little bit just so that it can kind of get going. That's kind of what I need to really realistically do, because otherwise it's just not worth it. So that's why I think, in my personal opinion, I think what will happen is we should be done with the drop-offs. I don't think we're gonna have any more. But if we do have another one, it shouldn't happen much more due to the fact of what I just listed or explained. And then we were at encounter 561, just like that, ladies and gentlemen. And just like that, my computer is annoying as frick. Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, someone was asking, I think it was Denai, was asking what's the kind of thing with VMAX Climax going into Brilliant Star. Yeah, it's just mainly the character arts is kind of what they're saying. So it looks like it's going to be kind of a Cosmic Eclipse 2.0 is kind of the MO. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I mean, at this point you can buy it for $125, and then there's like a 5% bulk discount you can get. So do the math on that. That takes away another $6 more or less. So you can get it for around $118 at this point. So, which for a set like this, it's ridiculously cheap. It is ridiculously cheap. So, who knows what's going to happen with the prices. I mean, even Evolving Skies has rebounded pretty, like, I'd say decently. But to the point of where I kind of ask myself, like, whoa, if Evolving is rebounded this much, you would think that, I shouldn't say this much, $10 isn't exactly a rebound. So we'll kind of see what's gonna happen here pretty soon. Also, I hate how this thing just keeps going away. All right, here we go, baby. 562. Can you get shiny Pokemon in Fire Red? You can, and I have gotten one on accident. It was my second or third random encounter shiny, if I'm correct. It was a Dorian male. So pretty cool. Here we go, baby. Coming in hot. 562. Depression is kicking in. Ah! I've been going for maybe half an hour and I'm already like, all right, I'm done. Calling it. Well, half an hour today. Pushing 17 hours altogether. Oh, a little depressing. Let's do 563. See how we're looking. See how things are looking. You're gonna shiny hunt a Charmander. So Robbie, here's what I will tell you about that with Fire Red. So the odds in these games are 1,000, 1 in 4,000. Versus if you're shiny hunting in Fire Red, the odds are 1,000, or sorry, 1 in 8,000. So the odds are drastically higher. Just letting you know that ahead of time. So, you know, just going into that, if you're like, man, why has it been 8,000 encounters? I still haven't gotten a shiny. That's why. Because the odds are way higher in those games. Which is why it's crazy to think that I even got a random encounter in that game with those odds. Honestly, I would say it was also pretty crazy the fact I remember my sister, I was asking her to help play Pokemon with me. So I could go move along my journey faster to catch shinies. And straight up like, you're going for it to do it for fun, then heck yeah, brother. That's awesome. But I remember she was playing the game. She was playing Pokemon Black. And, no, she was playing Pokemon White. And I just remember she was playing along for me on my DS. Because I have like 4 DSs. And I just remember hearing her play the game. And I just heard a sparkle noise. And I just lost it. I was like, is that a shiny? And she found a shiny Purloin, and I was like, yo, that's lit, let's go. It's in a Nuzlocke too. Hey man, I mean, Nuzlockes are the jam, dude. I mean, you hear me complain so far, obviously, about the Nuzlocke. But right now, like, once I get that shiny Turtwig, because I have faith I will get it. When I do, I will be not complaining anymore. And I'll be excited to run the shiny gauntlet. Oh, la 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 la. 564 is how we be though. Okay. Oh, I mean, it's kind of a bummer that this is where we are. 565, baby. Alright, see you back in a second, Robbie. If you come back and you see me playing Pokemon TCG Online, don't be completely confused. Honestly, it helps the time go by really quickly. If I'm being honest, it's kind of nice. I'm playing Pokemon, we'll play a Pokemon usually at the same time. Usually gets me jazzed up. Honestly, that sounds pretty fun right now. I might do it. I might just do it. I might just play a little bit right now. Just cuz, for funsies. Welcome back, brother. I've now decided to play the TCG game while playing the shiny hunting game, because this is what I do to entertain myself while I shiny hunt, just so that I don't completely hate my life. Right here, baby, 566. Why did the game disappear? What happened? Things are acting sus. Shinies are not getting caught, and I am sad. Let's do an event. Let's do a tourney. Right here, baby. Easy money, standard tourney. We're gonna join with our Sting deck. Right here, Robbie. Still, I mean, dude, I'm still going at 566. Let's buy some fusion packs. I've got some coins. I'm going to make a shiny hunting vid on YouTube. Hey, that'll be cool, Robbie. I mean, obviously that's what I'm kind of doing. So far it's been very unsuccessful, but nonetheless I'm doing it. You never know, you can make some content out of it. If you play your cards right, you can go viral off of it. Oh, you're gonna do it tomorrow? Alright, last Fusion Strike pack to open. Wow, that was very sad. I got nothing good. I have 12 or 13 subs. Right on, Robbie. That's cool. Are you hoping to grow the channel? Definitely takes time, that's for sure. Time, dedication, consistency. All those fun things. Yeah, there's literally no one right now wanting to compete in a tournament. That's obnoxious. We'll do just a regular. Last vid was 2 months ago. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how strongly you want to kind of do the whole YouTube thing, but you have to definitely be consistent. That's one of the most important things I would say for sure. I would love to go first. And also, 568. Time for... Yikes. Usually is daily though. Well, it's been a while since it sounds like since it's been daily. Alright, we go grab Sobble. No shiny Turtwig, big sad. So we grab Sobble here. We grab another Sobble as well. Then we go capture energy onto the Meowth to a Leafeon. And then from there, we Leafeon, Green Cell, ourselves on the bench. You've been tired? I get that, my guy. I mean, honestly, I totally get that. It gets really tiring real quick when it comes to shiny hunting or streaming, stuff like that. That's why I'm like, you really gotta go up for it and you gotta be committed. Because if you're not, then what's the point? You know? Right here, baby. We're going to 569. Like, yeah, no, I know what you mean by that. 569, baby. 69 right here for the memes. For the memes, let's get it right here. I'm going to say it every time we hit a 69 number. We got to get it for the memes. 1000%. If we don't get it for the memes, then what are we doing with our lives? And we didn't get it for the memes because this game sucks. I hate this game. It's the worst. $69, yeah. I'm still a kid, dude. I will still always act like a kid. 1000% of the time. We're gonna go Gallermine for sure. And then we'll Marnie here. Well, that was just a terrible Marnie. Like, there's a bad Marnie, and then there's whatever this Marnie is. Not good, to say the least. We're in a quick ball. I guess one of the Beedrills away. I sound like a kid. Well, how are you, Rob? How old are you, Robbie? And then we go Grass Knot for the kill. Easy money. You're 20 and you sound like a kid. That's actually kind of funny. Hey man, some people are like that, I get it. Bro, I completely get it though. Sometimes I'm like, listening to the sound of my voice, I'm like, man, I sound like an idiot. But you get used to it over time, I would say, for sure. You definitely get used to it. Bro, I pulled the boss's orders, man. I'm excited to kill him. With my boss's orders. Wait, actually, how much damage will I do? Oh, no. Oh, no, that's no good. I'll be able to kill his Mew. Yeah, my mom is 46 and she sounds like an 8. So it runs in the family is what you're telling me. Oh yeah, that's such a good Drizzile. That is such a nice Drizzile. I'm gonna boss's orders. We'll go into this one. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I would say I have, for a guy, a relatively high-pitched voice. But nothing, like, crazy, you know? But that's just me, obviously. It's all up to interpretation. Alright, here we go, Turtwig. Right here, baby. 571. Yo, this guy's kind of a jerk. I'm just glad I haven't gotten a shiny Starly yet. I would be very sad. How much damage does this do? Not the most, not the least. So if I do the math, I heal, go to 130, he does 160. That puts me at 290. So if I'm playing my cards right... Can't say something about my dad as I've never met him? Damn. I'm sorry, my guy. That's tough. That's always hard. This guy's definitely gonna need to retreat or else he's gonna lose. Alright, here we go, man. 572. Best of luck to us all. See, I hate that this card right here doesn't... Did I? No, I played... No, I didn't play a supporter. Yeah, that's just how it works. I have to have a free bench spot apparently to play this. Just kind of obnoxious. On the bright side, if I pull a boss's orders, I win. Nope, just kidding, because apparently this does 250 damage. I did not realize that. So look at this garbage. Wait, big brains. I'm so sorry, my guy. That sounds so depressing. Dang, dude. 573. I think the play is Gallermine and then Boss's Orders is what we grab. Right? Oh no, we actually should have grabbed a scoop up, right? I honestly only recently found out that he just left me with my mom. Dang, so you were literally just a little kid when that happened. That's super tough, dude. I'm sorry. Here we go, big shiny. No big shiny. What do you mean your mom or dad? What, I mean, your mom was there for you. Aren't you at least happy that she's around? Let's go, bro. Get wrecked. He's big sad. Don't play these games with me. I don't know. I mean, obviously, first off, this is a very deep topic to talk about. So it's very hard to begin with. But one thing I would say is you have to look at it from her perspective on the fact of the matter that she was trying to protect you. Now, obviously, you could say to yourself what's not right regardless of whether she's trying to protect me, you know. It's hard. I can understand being hurt by it. You know, but I think, you know, you have to look at it from the sense of she's a single mom trying to take care of you. And so it's one of these things where, you know, she wants you not to feel hurt by that kind of stuff, you know. And you know, of course you could of course say to yourself, well, that's really messed up, yada yada yada, like I'm 20 years old, why did it take you this long? Like I completely see that, like, but I also see both sides to it, you know. I'm not saying one way is right over the other, but I am saying that I look at it through both lenses in that perspective, you know. I would love to draw a card. Let's go. This has 0 retreat cost. I think for starters, grab another Sobble. Then I think I quick ball. Add an energy. Go Leafeon. I asked her why not tell me sooner, and she burst into tears. Well, I mean, dude, that tells you that she cares. Like, I don't know. That's what that tells me. So the play is Drizzile and the boss's orders. The boss's orders into the Genesect. Scoop up the Drizzile. Play the Leafeon. Play the Drizzile. Drizzile into Gallermine. Play the Gallermine. Evolution Incense. To another Drizzile. Yeah, I was meant to move today, but I didn't want to confront her. Damn. So then where are you right now, my guy? Get wrecked. I mean, you... Jeez, dude. Well, okay, well, hold on one second. Are you moving out over this, or were you already planning on moving out? That's another question I have. Bro, there's still only one person waiting for a standard tournament. No one plays tournaments. Dang, hurts the heart. Oh my god, I'm not paying attention. I was planning to move with a friend. So was this already planned ahead? Okay, yeah, it was. Sorry about that, I was just responding to someone. Yikes, he already did 70 damage? That's no fun. Crap, what do I do? I Leaf Blade. I'm going to see if I can get a shiny real quick. Yeah, good luck with that, brother. It's not real quick. That's not how it works. Can't be like, yeah, easy money, real quick. I got this, no probs. Honestly, dude, I don't even know what I do here. I think I throw this on and then grab another Sobble. And then I green cell a Leafeon. Daddy wasn't there to take me to the fair. Change my underwear. Fucking, what's up, Travis? How we doing, brother? Not too shabby, just doing the same MO, you know. 577. That's where we are with the shiny. So pushing that 600 encounter rate, going for about 17 hours, and then I've started doing the TCG card game because I'm bored as frick. Keep myself entertained. This guy's that I'm attacking has an interesting deck so far. He's gonna get the VMAX, isn't he? Oh wow, nope, he's getting that VMAX. How you doing though, Travis? Hopefully you're feeling better these days. Jesus loves me. That is not assuring. That is no good. On the bright side, this guy's a special energy user. $577, we're going to 578, gentlemen. So we go here, here, I think we have to go Marnie. Yeah, you know. It's kind of cool. A little bit. It's nothing crazy. I mean, you know. Just trying to keep myself entertained. Trying to get that shiny still. But how are you doing? I don't know how to explain it, but it's not exactly the dream to be spending hours shiny hunting, not getting it. You know. I take one fewer prize card? Jerk. So how much damage does this do? This is gonna only do 180? Oh, that hurts the heart. You hate to see it, buddy. You hate to see it. At that point, I just max leave. That way I at least heal. Gotta drive, so probably just gonna listen for the next 20 minutes. Hey, I appreciate that, brother. Where are you going? Alright, right here, baby. 579. Oh no, lowered the retreat cost. Ruh-roh, Raggy. $190? I should still kill him here. I need the evolution incense though. Oh, you're going home from work? Oh, so you're still at home. Or you're still at work. I see. Think I go. $580, baby. Robbie, no shiny. Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed it, Robbie? You still haven't gotten a shiny? Bro, that's crazy. You've been hunting for hours. I say, obviously, very sarcastically. Crap, dude. Feel like I level ball. Then maybe boss's orders. No, I Raheen here. Easy money, baby. You're gonna do a Nuzlocke? Well, I mean, you can technically do a Shiny Nuzlocke. Like, what you're doing could be considered a Nuzlocke. Depends how you're trying to do this. This deck does 120 damage to your opponent's Pokemon. I'm curious what he's gonna try and do. Yo, what's up, Johnny boy? How we doing, brother? 581. 581, ladies and gentlemen. Still no luck. Don't have the patience. Don't we all not have the patience? It seems. Yikes, bro. That's pretty dirty. He's about to grab 4 energies from that. And now it's my turn. Search my deck for a card and put it into my hand. I don't know what that card should be. I guess Leafeon VMAX. Bro, what's up? How's she day going? You know, I need a question answered. I need to know if the titles are long hold LMAO. Oh, this guy only needed 1 more energy? Oh, wait, I'm confused, John. I'm confused what you mean by titles are too long. Do you have a lot of patience? I mean, I don't know. You tell me, Robbie. I'm currently at 17 hours and 33 minutes. When it comes to shiny hunting this Turtwig, I would consider myself to have a lot of patience. I'm confused a little bit by what you mean, though. Oh my gosh, dude. Seriously, there's always just been one person in this versus. I want to do a tournament, but no one's here to play in the tournament. No one cares. My day is going good, though. How about yours, John? I won the coin flip, baby. Let's go. I would love to go first. Dang, that's an unfortunate draw. Compared to me for sure in generation, think you do? Wait, compared to me for sure. yeah, I definitely do, my guy. I mean, you literally just said you were gonna hunt for a shiny and then you immediately quit. I'm just saying. Can't believe no shiny yet? Bro, I can't. I've seen people go thousands. Because you have to understand, man, it's the time that fools you. Because if we were going off of time, then you would say to yourself, like, oh, wow, you should have caught one by now. But also at the same time, you also have to take into consideration the fact that there is that refractionary period. Thanks in part to the, okay, well that's upsetting. Thanks in part to the 1 minute and 40-second in-between timer, which is the most depressing thing in the world. Here we go, baby. I'm doing okay. Ups and downs. I'm on badge 3 in Shining Pearl. Okay. Are we just doing a normal playthrough, or how are we doing this? This so far is an interesting deck. It looks like a single striker. Okay, this makes zero sense to me why Houndour is weak to grass in this game. There's some typing variant I don't know about. Man, this guy's had such a better setup than I've had. Goodness gracious. Oh, that evolution incense is very nice. We go into Drizzile. Alright, well, 584, ladies and gentlemen. 584. My question I gotta ask myself is, how do I want to do this? First, let's see what the shiny. Let's see if we can get a shiny first. Alright, okay, you know, I think I guess I grab an evolution incense here. And no luck whatsoever. Nasty. Nasty indeed. So I go here, throw on this, and then we go max leaf. And we just kill this thing. But yeah, no, dude. You're doing just a normal playthrough, got a golem and its defense curl and roll. And it's just that's so scummy. I mean, you're playing bot, so it's not as like scummy, but that sounds so long of a run. Just having a Pokemon use defense curl and just roll out. That sounds so boring, but hilarious at the same time. Ooh. Yo, that attack does 200 damage? Damn. It does 200 and how many damage, boy? Holy crap, dude. This attack's gonna do 260? Gosh dang! That is strong! That is strong as frick. First off, let's get rid of that. No thank you. Good sirs. Still no shiny. Big sad. Then we go here. We grab a Sobble. And we attach a leaf energy here. And then from here we go max leaf. And kill because weakness, I guess. Yeah. Or I'll set up 3 layers as 2 spikes layers because ice spike stealth neck. Dang, dude, you're going sweaty here. Okay, I see you. Just to mess around. Yeah, I get that. I understand what this guy's doing and how his deck plays. It's kind of sus though, being honest. Get wrecked, ho. Oh, we can just kill this guy. I think that's the play. Just to mess around. Yeah, man. I mean, it's obviously a game. It's here to have fun. Don't have to take it super seriously. Don't have to have some set of rules, you know? Alright. Still just a regular. My friend is a POS. He uses Staravia with double team endeavor quick attack. I mean, to be fair, that's a lot of the base like attack stuff. I would call him a complete POS. Then we go Galarmine here. Then if I'm being honest, we should probably energy search into this Leafeon, then level ball here into Drizzile. Then we Drizzile into an Evolution Incense. And then we Evolution Incense and a Leafeon VMAX. And then we No, we Grass Knot. Bada boom, bada bing. So now we basically just win no matter what. I mean, bro, it's his run. What would be even more annoying is if he had Focus Sash, John. That would be really scummy. That would be hilarious, actually. Just plays Focus Sash game. Big strats, baby. Big strats. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Alright, right here. 587, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. Still rolling strong. Online, he busts out the level 1 Pineco with Hazardous Berry Juice and Sturdy Endeavor and just repeats. Hey man, can't fault the man. Cannot fault the man for playing that way. Alright, look, and I go to events, and when I go to events, it says, oh, I can join now. Let's go. I'm in a tournament. I finally did it. Have you been to Canada before? I have not been to Canada. I've always wanted to go to Canada. I mean, to be fair, I've always wanted to travel the world. I think Canada sounds cool. I used to actually play, I don't know, I would consider this on topic. I used to actually play rugby, and I would travel to Washington all the time, and we were always right next to Canada, and some of my buddies would go visit, and they would talk about how much they enjoyed it, and I was like, damn, dude. I was like, that sounds cool. Why do you ask though? It's kind of random. Have you been? Oh, interesting deck. Also, you're probably going to skip the shiny by accident reset. Frick you, John, for saying that. I am not going to reset it by accident. I will know. Thank you very much. I will 1,000,000,000% know. I've always wanted to visit America. Oh, you live in Canada. You've never been to America before? Oh, dude. Dude. That's cool. What province are you in? We're gonna get rid of this, and honestly, we're probably gonna get rid of Professor's Research. And then I think we go for the Meowth here. And then from that, we go into Green Cell Calling. That's the play. Yeah, dude, I mean, honestly, what's really cool about America, what I kind of like a lot about it, oh, that's crazy. Is you can go to so many different states and they're nothing like each other. Like, they all have their own culture, they have their own different, you know, kind of environment. Like, literally, like, I'm from California, but I currently live in Oregon, and they're two completely different areas, completely different states. It's really cool. Like, there's no place, in my opinion, on Earth that is quite like that does that kind of stuff. Okay, so how do we want to do this? So I think we obviously do this. But the problem is we don't have a way to really evolve stuff yet. I think the play should be Marnie. There we go. Okay, so that was the good play then. So we do this. Snowy Leaf Badge. Then we Evolution Incense again. No shiny Turtwig. What are you talking about, bro? America is awesome. I don't know where you live, John, but I love America. I think America is fantastic. So, one thing I will tell you, man, is how much retreat cost? This guy has 2 retreat cost on this. I think it's grass not here. Okay, so is Dark weak to grass all of a sudden now in this game? Only been to Alaska for 2 hours. You're on Ontario. Dude, yeah, Southwest America. Southwest, I know a lot of people like the Southwest. I would say that from a living perspective, ooh, that's a hard one. That is a hard one for sure. Especially considering how expensive you are used to things. Why? Okay, well, let me ask you this, John. Where do you live? And where have you visited to the United States? Because I think that probably will play a role in your own personal opinion. As someone like myself who has visited more than 25 states and has seen a lot of the country, I absolutely love it. That's from someone who's seen so many different things. Granted, obviously, it's just my personal opinion, and everyone has their own, but I think there's so many cool things to see and so many cool things to do. How do I want to do this? I can't retreat. I'm asleep. What do I do here? Yeah. I know. I feel like I get rid of Tool Jammer. America, I've been in Italy, Jamaica, Greece, and America doesn't have sites like that. Okay, but you're comparing apples to oranges, John. I think that's your issue here. Is like... Have I shipped to you before? Oh, yes. Of course. I'm sorry, John. What am I saying? Yes, I know where you live. Why am I saying that? I didn't think about that. My bad. What was I gonna say? Okay, so this is about to get fun. Hold on a second. I need a big focus on this play. So let's go. So here's how we play this. And we go single strike. Then we go evolutionary roar. Bro, this is going to be so crazy. This guy's gonna get so pissed. Watch this. This is just hilarious. Oh, this guy's about to be big sad, big salty. Hey, guess what, buddy? Bing. Yeah, living in America, the best by far, but visiting, nah. Well, here's the thing, John. Here's how I think you have to look at it from a perspective. John, nah, I like living in America. So I understand what you're saying now, John. So here's what I'll say to both ends of that. And then when I'm done with this game too, I'll talk more on this because obviously I'm a little distracted. But I think you have to look at it from both ends. I think one, John, obviously you live in America. And so for you, you're like, America, it's like kind of cool to visit, but you live in America. So for you, it's not that kind of exciting. For you, you'd much rather go to places like Greece or Italy and Jamaica. Specifically, Italy and Greece is what I'll look to when it comes to the overall history and culture. It obviously is a lot richer. It's a lot deeper when it comes to the overall age of that area. So for you, it's like, that's really cool because you can go back to ancient Greece and see a lot of, you know, different sites. And then Italy, you've got the Colosseum. So it's like, there's so many different things you can do and see. And so in the context of that kind of stuff, that's super duper cool. However, with that being said, man, this guy's pissed. That is hilarious. Oh wait, he just dies. He just dies here. However, with that being said, from someone who lives in Canada, I still think it's very misleading to say that it isn't a cool place to visit. Because if you really like kind of take it out from the perspective of someone who is a foreigner, visiting a place like California, Philadelphia, more specifically Pennsylvania, New York, Oregon, Idaho, Texas. I mean, dude, there's so many different cool things to visit. Not to mention the fact of the matter, in my personal opinion, John, I think America has amazing food. And of course, that's not to say other countries don't have amazing food. I have friends that have been to Italy before. They tell me how great the Italy food, how the food in Italy is. And my mom's traveled all over Europe and she tells me of how good the food is. But what I've consistently heard the most from foreigners who have actually lived in other European countries and have come here, they'll ask the question, I'll ask the question, how much better is your food compared to the American version of it. And they're like, there's not that big of a difference. And I'm like, why is there not that big of a difference? And he's like, because you have to think about it. This country is a country made of immigrants. And so when it comes to the overall culture, it's not being fabricated. It's being brought from other people immigrating this country. So you still get that authenticity. And a lot of the times you kind of get the most of it because you're getting a lot of that like family upbringing when it comes to the way in which they've kind of developed recipes and so on and so forth. So it's one of those things where from a food perspective, it's also really good in America. And there's so many different states that have so many different cultures of food. Obviously, you know, California and, you know, Texas, known for, you know, Mexican food, specifically Texas barbecue, Kansas City barbecue. You go to like New York, it's known for its pizza. Like there's so many different places that have so many different cultures and so many different foods. So that's kind of how I look at it. It's like there's a reason why America is considered the melting pot. However, like I said before, I concede you as well. We don't have that like long of a history, but nonetheless, from a, how do I want to say this? From a regional perspective, I still think that there is a lot to enjoy from it. You know what I mean? In my personal opinion. But of course, with that being said, there's of course a lot to enjoy from other places. I've obviously always wanted to go to visit all over Europe myself. Hey, what's up, Stop Sign Nations? How are you doing, brother? Travis, I just had a sweet and salty brownie covered in white chocolate. It was the best I've had in 3 months. Travis also says we have Yellowstone, Niagara Falls, Grand Canyon, Statue of Liberty. Pretty good sites. Yeah, dude. Oh my goodness gracious. There's so many cool things to see in America. There's so many cool. Yeah, we also have the Golden Gate Bridge. We have the Liberty Bell. We have, you know, I mean, literally go to Philadelphia and you're just walking in history. Obviously, it's not as in-depth of history, which I can understand and appreciate as someone who wants to go visit Greece myself, but it is still really, really cool history nonetheless. You're not Stop Sign Nation? No, I understand. You're Stop Sign Nation Nation, bro. You're the nation of the nations. Why is this tournament not going? Oh, I see. But yeah, no. So I feel like to say there's not much is kind of where my point is. I can see what you're saying by it's not as rich, but I can say that there is a lot to do in America. A lot to do, especially considering how much bigger it is in compared to individual places. Because I mean, think about it this way, man. Like we live in a country that has over 365 million people, right? And then you go to a place like, let's say the United Kingdom. It's decent, like in population, like there's about 80 million people, still about a fourth of the US, a fifth of the US in size, not to mention the fact of the matter, like in overall land mass, it's tiny. So of course, if we're talking about Europe as a whole, that's one thing, comparing that to the United States. But to be fair, Europe as a whole, that's comparing a whole continent to a whole country as things to do. So I think that's very unfair to say when comparing apples to oranges. Like I said, I would love to go first. Good sir. That's kind of how I look at it. And that's once again coming from someone who wants to travel all over the country, all over the world, and be able to visit all the different parts of Europe. But yeah, no, that's just kind of how I look at it. And we got ourselves a shiny, right, guys? Just kidding. I hate everything. Oh, we're playing this deck. Okay, that's fine. We'll be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Everyone stay calm. Everyone stay freaking calm. Oh, we definitely go Tool Jammer. We 1000% go Tool Jammer here. And then I think we quick ball this. And then we grab another Sobble. Try and set up for that Drizzle. Wombo combo. I like to argue my point, but it's too much to type. I hear you though. But like I said, John, I mean, I see both sides of it. You have to take it from the perspective of someone too, as well, John, who lives in Canada currently and is able to just literally go across the border. It's a lot more probably convenient for him. I don't know, I don't know how old Benet is. but I'm assuming it's going to be a lot more affordable and a lot easier for him to come to America, you know, especially considering how expensive it is to stay in Europe. Obviously, you can do hostels and stuff to make it more affordable, but I'm just saying on average. Yes, TCG Player is free online. What am I going to do? It is free to play, which is one of the reasons I'm playing it. Because I'm all about it. Okay, so let's go. I mean, how much damage does this do? 6, 12, 18, 24. But then minus 30, it'll put him at literally 1 health left. That's so frustrating. $5.95, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, did I not? Wait, where did my tool jammer go? Did I discard my tool jammer? No, he must have used, yeah, he used tool scrap, that's why. Bruh heals 30 health from himself. Frick you. Get out of here. You're garbage. As a Canadian, I don't need to visit, I don't need a visa and can stay up 6 months without any paperwork. We have snowbirds here that live half here, half in America. Yeah, dude, not to mention the fact of the matter, probably a smart play. If you gain residency in the United States, depending upon the state, and then gain residency in Canada, that can be really nice. Because if you're generating revenue in America, then you obviously have a lot lower of tax rate compared to Canada. And then on top of that as well, if you are in Canada and you're not generating income in there because you're stating that you're generating income from the United States, you still get a lot of the social benefits without having to pay the taxes. Now, some people, of course, are going to argue what I'm saying is super scummy, but I'm just saying, you can. There's a lot of people I would not be surprised that play that game. All right, then we go to Drizzile here. And then from Drizzile, I think the play is probably to do Professor's Research. See how we do it. God, that's so obnoxious, dude. Oh, I just realized too. I think I messed up, dude. He can easily just retreat. Yeah? And use Brave Blade again. It's just taxes and a part of the game if you find a loophole not to pay like many millionaires and billionaires do, then good for you. But here's the problem, John. It's not a loophole. It was designed on purpose. People just don't. The problem. Okay, so. Oh, I don't want to get into this. Basically, and I don't think this is political to say, but one of the things a lot of people don't really understand is the fact of the matter that a lot of these loopholes, quote unquote, as like people like to call them, were purposely put into bills. They were not unintentional, but a lot of Americans are very uneducated in terms of topics related to economics. And so for that reason, not many people know about this and kind of take advantage of it. For example, the main majority of people that are going to take advantage of the tax code are going to be people that are business owners that hire, you know, professional CPAs and so on and so forth. So you don't have to be part of the, you know, upper class to take advantage. A lot of people in the middle class take advantage. It's just those people that don't understand a lot of, you know, tax brackets, tax code, and so on and so forth will truly be able to understand this kind of stuff. It just comes down to education, sadly. All right, we're gonna go scoop up real quick because we have to, because we're sad. And then we go evolution. We don't have any more evolution incense? Ah, crap. Oh my goodness gracious, bro. We are fricked. I don't even know what we do here. I guess we go... Do I have a quick ball, though? I do not have a quick ball, but I don't need to. I think I have to go quick ball here. I think I go quick ball into a Sobble, I guess. Into a Leafeon. Then I Leafeon into a Capture Energy. Into another Leafeon. I messed up and I gave him the wrong... Oh, that's upsetting. I actually messed up and gave it to the wrong... You have a belly button? Congrats, Travis. Can't believe I messed that up on accident. I think I hold off. I still use my ability here. But that's upsetting. I don't know how I win this, to be honest with you. It's gonna require a lot of boss's orders, to say the least. 598. Man, I'm sorry for bringing this up. LOL, let's stick to Pokemon. Dude, don't feel sorry, dude. Yeah, if you had as much money as Elon Musk or someone, would you donate it all to end world hunger or hunger in America? And would the government even let you do that without killing you? LMAO, sorry. Oh, bro, this guy just really did that to me. Well, you know, it's so funny that you say that, John, because literally, like, I assume you're responding to the tweet in which Elon Musk came out and said, which is kind of funny, because literally, because when, because, what was I gonna say? Because someone tweeted Elon Musk, I forgot who it was saying, why doesn't Elon Musk, you know, donate all his money to help, like, save world hunger? And then Elon Musk says, I'll make you a deal. If you let me be in charge of how it's done at the United Nations, then I'll do it. And then everyone was silent on it. And I think the irony of that and kind of the hypocrisy is the fact of the matter that people want to point the finger saying, why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he doing that with all of his money? Donating millions. But in the reality of it all, people are going to point fingers to virtue signal. But in reality, as far as it goes, it's just politicians pointing fingers once again. And they're never going to do anything about it because, you know, politicians want the money without having to do any of the actual work. So I assume that's what you're kind of referencing. But I mean, yeah, not to mention the fact of the matter, we literally had a climate summit not that long ago, and he's like our #1 like economic leader in regards to overall like clean fueling, and especially within the overall development of what he's just done. And he wasn't even invited to it, which I think is also a slap in the face to him because of how much good he's done to lower carbon emissions in the United States. But you know, yeah, now we're getting really off topic. Hey, Mr. Pokemon Newsman, do you know if anyone's confirmed which cards from VMAX Climax will be in Brilliant Star? I have absolutely no clue right now. I don't know anything right now. As I find out more and more news, I'll definitely, of course, let you guys know, though, for sure. Yeah, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of did character rares, a good amount in the set, a good amount in promos, and then probably more will be split up into other sets. Kind of like how, you know, for Shining Fates, they had the Shiny Charizard in Japanese, and then for English, we did, obviously, Champion's Path, but then we also had our own Shining Fates variation. Theirs was obviously Shiny Starvy. John, what do you think about the future of evolutions as a set? I can also give you my opinion as well, Benet, in regards to evolutions. Evolutions as a set, I think a couple of factors. I think one, as you can see, card prices are the black one. Well, you have, hold on, you have that vinyl behind you of the venue. Oh yeah, dude, that thing is, here, hold on, I'm pointing my finger. Yeah, dude, I love this banner. I think it's so cool. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, evolutions. I mean, obviously it was printed into the ground, so evolutions overall as kind of like, you know, as far as it goes from the value of the cards, I think the value of the cards are, if anything, gonna go down over time, for now at least, because there are still so many evolutions cards and booster product in print. Obviously evolutions, the booster box itself is still relatively high. It's around 700 bucks. It hit about 1,000 at its peak, so it's gone down about 30%. I think that, John, I think it will hold at 1,000 long term forever. I can't tell if you're being serious when you say long term and forever. Those are such like, well, first off, it's not even at 1,000 right now. You can get it for $650 at the cheapest. Like, it's dropped. Like, on average market, you can get it for 700, but I've seen people sell it for 650, which is the 35% drop. And to be honest with you, I think Evolution's booster boxes, I wouldn't be surprised if it broke below 500. That's my personal opinion, mainly just because of the way in which demand has been going recently. Because obviously, like how I talk about in a lot of my videos, you know, a lot of this really comes down to just supply and demand. And considering the fact of the matter that the overall demand of the market seems to continue to decrease, it would not surprise me in the slightest if that would lead to more price decline. Obviously, long term, it definitely will reach 1,000 again, for sure. And it'll definitely smash through that in my personal opinion, but as far as it stands right now, I think in the short term it'll go down some more, long term will go up. But you did say long term, so I definitely I would say I agree and disagree with your statement, if that makes sense. Yeah, but evolution cards right now, dude, there's so many of them, so you can get everything for so cheap. You can literally finish the set in less than 200 bucks. And you might say, man, that's pretty expensive, but in all reality, that is actually really cheap, considering if you look at the majority of sets and how expensive they are nowadays. Yeah, I know I had a feeling you were joking, John. When you said forever, I was like, that's extreme rhetoric. I'm like, what are the odds he's just being completely sarcastic? I had a feeling. All right, I'm gonna retreat. Go here. Which one is this? He has the Zacian variation. Okay, cool. Ogre. All right, we go here. He's got a crocodile? A crocodile? What the heck? Wait, how do I want to do this? What do I even want to do, actually? We go Galar Mine, probably. Probably go Galar Mine to start, then we level ball again and do a Drizzile. I feel like we should Marnie. This man has way too many cards. Oh, well, 1,000%, Benet. You're buying in Canada. That's kind of your thing. Just buy online in the United States. Don't buy in stores. That's your first problem, if that's what you are doing, of course. Oh, meow. Let me go Grass on. I think all Pokemon product after time, as long as Pokemon is still relevant, which I expect it to be, will go up. But how long will it take? Your money is better invested in others such as tech, TCG, or in stocks, you know? Well, I mean, John, statistically, the actual rate of return on sealed product over time is stronger than the overall tech market. So literally, like, your average rate of return on stocks is 7.5%, And you actually get more than that. They say with Pokemon on average over time would go up about 8 to 10%. So it's slightly higher, but to be honest with you, it's a lot more parabolic too. So it has a lot higher upside and a lot lower risk in regards to, once again, the popularity of the hobby in and of itself. So I would actually say that although stocks are a lot more traditional, and, you know, on average, stocks are safer in regards to diversifying risk. I would also say that Pokemon, if you are smart about how you are storaging everything, you should still make a really nice return on your overall investment. So you just need to obviously be realistic about the expectations that you have with how much you're going to yield over time, because obviously we've had a parabolic run. So over the next couple of years, as long as we don't go parabolic again, you should temper your expectations back to reality of that kind of 8 to 10% year over year. I mean, don't just look it up, buy it, then eat it. You know, Trav's, if anyone wants heaven in their mouth, look up black and white fudge drizzle popcorn. I will keep that in mind. That sounds cool. What am I doing here at this point? I feel like I grab another scoop up just for the hell of it, and then I'll grab a boss's orders, just so I can have that flexibility. And then I throw this out, grab another. I'm gonna grab another Leafeon, honestly. Yeah, and then we'll throw a Tool Jammer on it, and then we go Grass Knot here. And then we take 2. Nice. But yeah, also another thing as well to kind of point up. In my most recent video, I obviously talked about diversification. So I think having money in stocks and cryptos and Pokemon and other commodities is always smart. Index funds. I think it's all being smart. Discard until you have 4 cards in your hand. Discard 1, 2. Oh, that's it? Oh, sick, dude. Yeah, how do you feel about Magic, Flesh, and Blood, MetaZoo? Okay, so I am cracked when it comes to Flesh and Blood. I believe in it very heavily and a little too aggressively long term, especially considering if you're looking at the current prices right now, it is ridiculously cheap to buy something like a Monarch or like a Tales of Aria, so I'm a huge fan of it. I would say as far as it goes, Magic is also very strong. Its most recent sets have absolutely kind of tanked. So the popularity, I mean, people are not enjoying what Wizards of the Coast is doing, so obviously it's going to need to change some things. But regardless of how you look at it from that aspect, I still think personally that is very strong. MetaZoo, for those people that don't know, actually is going to be put into local Walmarts. So just saying, if you're going to a Walmart and you're going to find Pokemon, odds are it means that that's probably, or not, sorry, find Pokemon, find Flesh and Blood, odds are that, or God, I can't even say it again, MetaZoo, odds are that means it's more than likely going to have really strong implications, because having your product in Walmart is a huge advantage. Like, that is so much, like, that will bring so much popularity to the game. So I think, you know, MetaZoo is in a really good place. Do you think Pokemon stays a better, stronger investment? I mean, based on the overall percentages of the last market, I would say yes. However, one thing I will say, and yes, I do know about enough about the others, obviously, as I now just read what you just said. So I answered your question before I even read your question, if that makes sense. What was I saying? Yes, going back to it. I would say Pokemon probably holds a better investment value, in my personal opinion, when it comes to overall return to risk. However, in regards to return, MetaZoo and Flesh and Blood have a lot higher of an upside of return because they're still very volatile, which is crazy to say because Pokemon is super volatile right now. But if you realistically think about it, right? Let's take Flesh and Blood as a perfect example. Gosh dang it, I can't retreat and I am sad. But if we take Flesh and Blood, for example, the overall market for Flesh and Blood is absolutely ridiculously dirt cheap. And you're able to find so much within the first edition for Monarch and Tails. Obviously, the original 3 are a little bit different. I think, you know, War is going for... Oh my god, I gotta grab something. Oh! A Crucible of War is going for a lot. Let's throw it on. I think that one's going for about $900. So as far as it goes, you know, it's still relatively expensive in regards to it. But I mean, if you think about it, if hypothetically, and now don't get me wrong, this is all hypothetical, but if we look at it from an upside perspective, you could see first edition booster boxes go upwards of $10,000 plus. And I'm talking about the main 3. The other 3, I think you're looking 3 to 5 for like Tails, Monarch. And this is once again within a 10 to 20 year period. So take everything in regards to that with a grain of salt. But I still think that's important to kind of look at. So that's kind of how I look at it. I've thought about investing in stocks and other stuff, but I really like a sealed box of cards because I'm a freaking nerd. Dude, I completely get that, Travis. I think it's more fun too. Like, how do I want to look at it? This is the kind of general advice, non-financial advice, of course, but the general advice nonetheless that I give to people that are investors and are looking to invest. When they ask me the question, Eli, what should I invest in regards to stocks? What stock should I get? The one thing I always tell them is I say, invest in what you love. Because if you're not passionate about what you're in and you're just in it to make money, then it's not going to be fun for you to hold. For example, a lot of money I made when it came to stock investing was off of Disney shares. I was able to get in at $100, sold at $160. And that was because Disney is something that I believe in. I am very nostalgic to Disney, especially considering I grew up in Southern California, and so going to Disneyland as a kid was one of my favorite things to do. So it's something I believe in, you know, it's a company I believe in, and so it's a lot more fun versus if you're saying to yourself like investing in like silver or Pokemon products, it's a lot more physical, and so it comes with a collectability to it that a lot of people of course enjoy. And so that's one of those things where I feel like you can't get that same value with stocks if of course you're not doing it like the way which I just explained. Do you think Yu-Gi-Oh! Legendary Duelist Rage of RA is a good booster box to buy? Ooh, okay, so here is where we start to go out of my field. I know Magic, I know Flesh and Blood, I know MetaZoo, I know Pokemon, I don't know Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not a big Yu-Gi-Oh! Guy, so I can't answer that for you, man. Cannot answer. Wow, man, really? I will grab a case of each just for fun. Then, what about Wise? How much should I be paying for each Flesh and Blood set? John, so here's the deal. One person I would follow, if you don't already follow him, who's really knowledgeable about Flesh and Blood, because he's been a huge proponent, is Rudy from Alpha Investments. I follow him. I think he's very knowledgeable when it comes to this stuff. Obviously, I have a decent amount of knowledge in regards to Flesh and Blood. He is hyper into Flesh and Blood. Like, when I say, like, he's hyper into it, I mean he literally eats, sleeps, and breathes Flesh and Blood. So, as far as it goes, originally, what I would have told you is if you could get a Monarch booster box for around $200, why am I looking like such a nerd doing this? If you could get a Monarch Flesh and Blood booster box for $200, you were getting a deal. Now you can get them for $160, which is an absolute steal in my opinion. And it's so dumb it's that cheap. So it's like you're able to get away with so much right now in regards to how cheap it is. Then in Tales of Aria, I was like, all right, if you can get it for around $120, it's a steal. It's going for around $100. It's ridiculous. And the thing you also have to take into consideration too is both of these ones are first edition. They're gonna be low print, and they're still out currently in circulation in regards to overall, you know, print run. And the print runs that they're coming out and saying are very low. And Monarch is about to finish its print run too. If I'm correct, it's not even printing because it already has Unlimited. So it's ridiculous how, like, in my personal opinion, of course, it is ridiculous how cheap it is and how much potential upside you could make if it does go off. Metazoo is where I have smaller, more risky money, if that makes sense. If it takes off and you have boxes from those early sets, could be great. Then again, seems possible it could go nowhere from here. Like I said, Travis, I don't think Walmart would pick up a set that's going to go nowhere just for them to remove it. That's my personal opinion. Kind of the same thing happened with Pokemon during the WotC era. Started getting carried in stores. Obviously, eventually got picked up by Nintendo. We'll kind of see what happens with Metazoo, but I think it's got really long-term, strong growth, in my personal opinion. All right. Let's see what the game is still going on. What? I don't think it is. Ready, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going for something big here. All right, let's get that shiny still too. We're at 607. I really like dude. That's another thing too, John. Just from a collection perspective, I've opened about 3 cases of Tails. The box artwork, not the box artwork, sorry, the card artwork is beautiful, dude. It is some of the prettiest stuff I have ever seen in cards. Sorry, my thing gave out how much for each set, basically eBay prices. Should I buy? Okay, so in my personal opinion, what a good value for a box is originally I would have made the argument saying if you can get Monarch for $200, that's a good deal. You can now buy Monarch for $160. I would say if you get Tails for $120, that would have been a good deal. Now you can get Tails for as low as below $100. So in other words, what I'm saying is it is like a fire sale right now for how cheap you can get a lot of these sets. And I also mentioned, I don't know if you heard me say it, but if you don't know who Fruity with Alpha Investments is, he's a good source of information. He's really head deep, like he's knees deep, sorry, right? Is that the expression? You could say head deep. In the kind of area of Flesh and Blood, he's a huge believer of the overall game itself. So in my personal opinion, I think I would definitely recommend following him. A lot of people think he's a shill for the game, but I think that there's just a lot of haters of the game because people were like, oh, I should invest in Flesh and Blood because it's the new hype set and I'm going to make so much money. And people bought Monarch booster boxes back when it was $600. And now they're just upset because they're like, oh, I should have never listened to him. But this is how it works, man. You play the game, you play the risks. Taco deep indeed, Travis. That is the best response. Of course I know Rudy, man. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, no. But yeah, because he talks about because I mean if you notice how if you notice what I kind of talk about in regards to a lot of so Monarch and Tails are worth get Monarch. If you can get Monarch for around 160, 170, you like okay, hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to pull out, let's not look at that stuff. We're going to go right now. You can go, where is it? Flesh and Blood, Flesh and Blood, Flesh and Blood. You can go right now, John, and you can get some Monarch booster box prices for $162. I would have said $200 is a great deal. Now we can go to Tales of Aria. You can get Tales of Aria for $89. It dropped another $10. Obviously, there's probably a shipping factored into this. No, there is not shipping factored into this. This is ridiculous, dude. This is crazy cheap, dude. This is crazy cheap. Yeah, of course, John. Hey, man, I appreciate you for stopping by, supporting the channel, and of course, I love answering your guys' questions. So anytime you guys talk about any topic, I'm always gonna, give my opinion and help you guys out to the best of my knowledge. And of course, we're all here to, give our input, have a fun conversation, and, everything's not gonna get, heated in regards to what we're talking about. Because we're all friendly, we're all a community, and we all are bouncing off ideas and just talking about whatever. So yeah, of course, brother, anytime. All right, now we're going to 609. It's not 6D9, but 609. Should I wait for it to drop more? That is a great question, John. Here is my non-financial advice opinion. And I've talked about this in some of my videos when it comes to aggregating risk. And I think I talked about it actually in last video. There is the concept of dollar cost averaging. You probably know about this idea, I would presume. But if you don't, dollar cost averaging is just basically, let's say I have $1,000. I put in $500 right now, and then if it drops more, then I put in the other 500. Just so that you're basically dollar cost averaging, so that you're hedging. If it does drop more, then you can buy more at a lower price. So let's say that you buy, let's say you're buying Tales of Aria for $100. Right, you put 500 in it, you buy 5 cases. Then you say to yourself, okay, my current average of how much I paid per booster box is $100 each. Then let's say it drops to like $75, right? Well, then you're saying to yourself, okay, $75, I'm going to then spend another 500, right? So you then take 75 plus 100 and then you divide it by 2. Your new dollar cost average is $87. So although obviously you're not getting it for that $75 rate, you're still getting a lower cost average to what you're spending overall. So you're aggregating your risk, in my personal opinion, when you look at it from that perspective. If you want to be, because you can always say to yourself, like, should I wait for it to drop more? But honestly, dude, I was never expecting it to go this low to begin with. So I don't think it's a bad spot. Once again, not financial advice. I like the fact that every day I look at your subs, it grows little by little. Love the vibes here. Hey man, I really appreciate the Benet. I mean, honestly, I'm definitely excited to see the growth in which the channel has come so far, and having you guys be able to like come here and like talk to me about this kind of stuff and ask these questions. And it's all about the community, honestly, and I can't thank you guys enough. Not to mention the fact of the matter, we're so close to 500. Like literally once we hit that 500 mark, we're going to then be able to, here, I'm going to pull the second monitor off screen for a second because I actually want to look at some stuff. Once we hit, okay, we're at 469, dude. 469. I'm a child. But yeah, no, that's an amazing mark. We're literally 31 away from 500. Once we hit 500, then we immediately start to do community posting, which you best be believing I'm gonna abuse the crap out of the polling system. So I'm excited. Yeah, Tales of Aria in comparison to Monarch is really vibrant and colorful. Makes Monarch look kind of bland in arts. 100% agree, Travis. I think Monarch is a great value right now. But I think from an overall collectability perspective, long term, I wouldn't be surprised if Tails would do better. So here we can take a look at some of the cards. So you've got, in my personal opinion, I mean, this artwork, and what's even more beautiful about it. So like, let's take this artwork for example, Channel Lake Frigid alternate art. So the cool thing, I don't know if you own any, John, but you probably don't because you're asking obviously all these questions about it. But if hypothetically, if you do, you probably know they have what's called rainbow arts, and basically or rainbow foil, I should say. So basically it has this beautiful rainbow foil coloring that the cards give off. And with Tales of Aria, they've done an absolute beautiful job. So this card, like when you look at it in person, it is so beautiful, dude. The artwork is so amazing, in my personal opinion. And honestly, like even some of the comments, like there's one in particular, here we can, trying to remember what it's called, but the artwork on it is so beautiful, dude. I'm trying to think. I actually have, where are my boxes? Hold on one quick second. I can actually show you, hopefully. Flesh and blood, flesh and blood, flesh and blood, flesh and blood. Here we go. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna show you, and this is just, I'm gonna show you a little bit of what you can see in the heavily collecting for 17 years. Hello, I have a decent collection. Wait, John, you've been collecting... Wait, you've been collecting what for 17 years? Flesh and Blood hasn't been around for 17 years. Am I stupid? Are you talking about Pokemon? Because that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. When did it come out, actually? When did Welcome to Wraith come out? Yeah, 2019. Yeah, so you're talking about, I'm talking about when, if you are in Flesh and Blood. Not Pokemon, of course. I would assume you're collecting Pokemon. But, okay, so I've got Tales of Aria holo foils. Are these the rares? Yes, these are the rares. Yes, 2019. Yes, Trav. There is one card in particular I want to show that I absolutely love. Found it. It's called Rejuvenate. So this is a common card. and I just want you to kind of take a look and see what the overall, it's hard to kind of focus. Gosh dang it, this focus is annoying. I have no flesh and blood. Yeah. No, this is what I was kind of referring to. But this is a common card. And if you kind of look at the overall card itself, gosh dang it, dude. Why is the focus so bad right now? Look at my face. Look at the lighting. Why is the lighting so bad? It's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see the foil on the card, which is kind of the point I'm trying to make with it. The card in and of itself has a beautiful artwork, in my personal opinion, and it kind of sucks that we're getting absolutely no focus here. Goodness gracious. This is obnoxious. But anyway, I mean, the point that I'm trying to show is you can still see the hollow foil design. You see how it has that kind of crack to it, and it's got that kind of rainbowishness to it. That's one of the reasons why I absolutely love Flesh and Blood personally. I think that it has some amazing designs, and I think that specifically Tales of Aria is really good at that, you know? And that's why I love Flesh and Blood Tales of Aria is my favorite set. But yeah, let me take a look. We can see what the other prices are for the booster boxes, but I know Crucible of War, I think, is pushing 900. I'm gonna go high to low sorting. Oh, wow. Whoa, it's dropped a lot. Dang, Crucible for 657? That's actually gone down a lot. I think it used to be 800 to 900 if I'm correct. You can get a case for 3K of 4. 750, kind of figured. What about Arcane Rising? I think Arcane Rising is still super expensive. Yeah, it's the color and the foil for me. 100% agree. I'm exactly in the same boat with you on that, Travis. If I'm correct, Welcome the Wraith is ridiculously expensive still. Yeah. See, this is where you start getting into like the super expensive stuff. Super duper expensive. Yep. But Monarch, dude. Monarch booster boxes. 162. I get scared when it goes down. What? Hey, you can't be emotional, my guy. Like I had mentioned before, this is a long-term game. It's a long-term investment game. That's how you always got to look at this. You can't look short-term. You got to think long-term, because that's where all of this is going. You've always got to think to yourself, this is never just a short-term quick flip. This is long-term. And if you believe behind the product, which I personally do, then I believe a lot in Flesh and Blood. I believe it's long-term. I mean, think about it this way, man. Imagine being an investor of the EX era or the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl era, back when the game for Pokemon was completely dead. Like, people would have called you like absolutely crazy, you know? Because they're like, oh, dude, Pokemon's dead, it sucks, blah, blah, blah. But now looking back at it, if you bought a couple booster boxes of that era, like, you can get a Deoxys, I think, for as low as 40K right now. So it's like, the overall risk to reward, if you believe in the game, is what matters the most, you know? That's what it really comes down to, in my personal opinion. That's why I say when it comes to stock advice, it's invest in what you believe in. If you don't believe in Flesh and Blood and you're scared of it, then obviously don't invest in it, because I want you to invest in something that you believe in and you feel comfortable investing in. Obviously, that's of course up to you, but that's just kind of in my general kind of sphere of how I like to invest, because I don't want to hold something that I don't really care about, you know? All right, let's see if we can get something good, man. This is a bummer. We've got nothing good so far from packs. That is upsetting. All right, let's see if we can pull another event. We have enough for one more. Leave event. 0 people in a standard. Bummer. Go to a versus, kind of see. Go another sting. But yeah, dude, growth has been nice recently. We are slowly but surely getting more subscribers. I would love to go first. It's hard to compare Pokemon to others. Pokemon is just insane. Well, I don't think it is, though. I think the reason why I say I don't think it is because at the end of the day, it's still a trading card game. Yes, Pokemon had insane hype when it first came out, and so much air and yada yada, so I understand that. But at the end of the day, Flesh and Blood is still a set that has performed, in the grand scheme of things, very strong. So when I say I don't think it's completely hard to compare, it's because of the overall performance it's had. It has not been a set that has performed very weak, you know? So kind of in that context, obviously, you know, it hasn't gotten a lot of hype, quote unquote, in the context of like the media like it did back in the early like 2000s, late 90s, because obviously you had their like were news channel reports and everything. But to be fair, Pokemon as it stands right now kind of overshadowed Flesh and Blood in regards to it's known a lot more than Flesh and Blood is. Hey, what do you think is a better buy right now? Hidden Fates, Evolving Skies, Celebrations, or Evolutions? I like Hidden Fates and Evo, but I like the fact that Evolving Skies and Celebrations are now still so low. I think that, you know, obviously I will continue to say this. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But I personally think that you have to once again gauge your overall risk, Travis, in regards to what you think is worth it. In my personal opinion, I think you're always going to be safe with sealed. So the question more or less is not which one do you think is the best investment, in my personal opinion, from how you want to look at it. But I think more or less how you kind of want to look at it is what is going to have the least amount of risk. And I should actually not even say which has the least amount of risk. I should say, as far as it stands right now, which one kind of has... God, I messed this up, guys, and I'm very sad about it. I think I go Marnie here, sadly. Sorry, before I get off topic. Basically, what I was trying to say was you have to gauge in it from the perspective of what is the current item that has the lowest amount of like price to bottom ratio, if that makes sense, compared to its overall upside growth potential, you know? Like a perfect example of that, right, is booster box prices are generally going from distributors for around 86 to 90 bucks, right? So if you can get a booster box for around that price, then obviously your downside is going to be minimalized, and so you're going to be having a lot safer of an overall return on your investment if it does happen to not go up a ton if you are wrong. So you're a lot safer there. And then on top of that, you also have to look into the fact of the matter as well that in regards to the overall upside, which sets are we talking have the most hype? Obviously, the three you mentioned were Hidden Fates, Evolving Skies, and then Celebrations. And Evolution, so you mentioned 4. All of those that have amazing upside. I would say, though, as far as it goes for more realistic upside, or what kind of is a lot safer right now, is the ones that are kind of at their bottom. So if you can get like Celebrations, Elite Trainer boxes, or even like the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, those are going to have really good long-term value, especially if you can get them at MSRP. That's going to be a safe bet. Evolving Skies, if you can get those booster boxes for $100 or cheaper, even a 110 is not a bad buy, because it's such a strong set. It's going to perform well. Hidden Fates, I mean, your kind of best bet is the Elite Trainer boxes, getting those. I mean, they used to be up at $400, so 150 at the end of the day is not a terrible price to buy them at, but if you can try and get them for 120, 130, still good. I think you're not going to go wrong with any of them. You just have to also look at the overall price in which you're buying them at to the overall upside risk that you could get when it comes to your overall return, if that makes sense. Hopefully, I feel like that makes sense. John, it was crazy when it came out. It's embedded in the hearts of so many people, dude, and that's how strong nostalgia is, and that's why Pokemon is so strong right now, because the nostalgia runs deep. So it has that a lot of parabolic upside compared to a lot of the other sets right now. Flesh and Blood is still relatively new, so it's run on hype right now, but long term, if it does stand the test of time, it will have that nostalgic feel to it. I would put more money in older sets, but I really like the idea of buying something at its lowest to see the full appreciation, if that makes sense. No, that 100% makes sense. You obviously are just going to yield higher risk when it comes to that, but in my personal opinion, when I say higher risk, it more or less just means that your appreciation is going to take longer, more than likely. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that if you're playing it for the long game, like I always preach about. How do I want to do this? Hit the 50-50. Damn it. It's tough. It's hard to lose when buying it for less than retail, in my opinion. That's exactly the point that I'm making, John. That's exactly the point that I'm making. You have to aggregate your risk and say to yourself, if I'm buying for less than retail, then the downside of you potentially, you know, seeing the booster box prices go for as low as 90 bucks, like, guess what? If you bought at 100 versus 90 bucks, whoa, you lost 10 bucks per booster box. Sure, that's like a 10% drop, but that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. If you're especially looking long term, if that booster box goes from 90 bucks and then 100 bucks higher and it goes to 200, oh no, I missed out on a small amount of gain in the grand scheme of things, you know? Because you obviously, and if you really wanted to, you can always dollar cost average, like I talk about a lot. All right, let's go up. I will look at more comments in one quick second. Sorry, guys. Evolution Incense, Energy Search. No turtle. Big sad. Dude, this is so bad. I messed up big time. I messed up so bad. I'm such a scrub. I need to hit the grass knot. Gosh dang it. I suck at this game. I agree that's why the most of my money is in Evolving Sky, Vivid, etc., since there isn't really any risk. Yeah, of course. Like obviously there is risk, but it's very low, like low downside risk. How do you feel about battle styles in the future? I think battle styles will be looked on favorably as people start to realize that right now a lot of the sets that are performing the worst in this era are the ones that are being overshadowed by the fact that there's been a lot of good sets in the Sword and Shield era. Kind of like Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike has Gengar, it has Espeon, it has Mew, it has a Celebi. These are all fan favorite Pokemon, so the fact that you can get it for this cheap right now is insane to me. And I think it'll perform better over long term, but considering you have sets like Evolving Skies, Celebration, Shining Fates that are all around it, it is performing a lot weaker because of that. And so I think the same concept applies for... Oh my gosh, this is so upsetting. I think the same concept applies for sets such as Battle Styles, Chilling Reigns, Fusion Strike. So I think Battle Styles, especially, I was able to buy, I saw you could buy Battle Styles. I saw someone selling it on TCG Player, a case's worth for 75 bucks a booster box, which is a crazy good price. So, yeah, no, it's definitely one of those sets where I think it'll be looked more favorably. I think your overall risk for how cheap you're buying it for, it's got a lot of upside. I don't think it's the Crimson Invasion of the set. I think that's way too harsh of a statement in my personal opinion. And I am very sad right now. Wow, that is crazy. I cannot do that. Wow, okay. Well, I guess I'm just sitting on my hands. So do I think in Battle Styles is the best investment? compared to a lot of the other sets, it's hard to say. I think it's going to have a lot less upside than Evolving Skies, so I would say no. But your overall price in which you're buying in at is still such a good value. It's hard to not want to at least diversify into a little bit of battle styles, in my personal opinion. John Matson, 10 years. Also, what are the negatives is positive for the short term, long term? Yeah, that's kind of the mentality you should have, you know? Like, that's definitely the way in which you should really think about it. Can't do anything. Wow, I'm legitimately trapped. Oh, this guy just wins. Oh, that's crazy. That's actually kind of a cool deck. I've never played a deck like that before. But yeah, you have to always think about it in, you know, you can't look at everything in the short term. That's what I feel like a lot of people, they have the issue of. Because everyone wants the quick return. Everyone wants to be rich tomorrow. But you can't have that mindset. You have to think long term. So overall, I think... Oh, you're asking, John? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, like how long is long term? 5 to 10 years. That's long term. 5 to 10 for sure. I mean, typically, typically speaking, if you look at overall markets, especially within how Pokemon has been, Pokemon had, would you like to go first? I would like to go first indeed. If you look at Pokemon, it had its initial hype up until I want to say about the e-reader era. Then it started to die out with EX and all the way until Black and White. So it went through, in my personal opinion, a very long-term kind of quote-unquote bear market. And more or less, I would say it was actually the first phase of Pokemon figuring out if it was going to run. And the nostalgia phase is kind of the phase where Pokemon is now old enough to where people are feeling nostalgic about it. And that's kind of what you saw in 2016. So that's where it was kind of in its discovery phase of where does Pokemon lie within the market. So obviously because of it, there was such a strong reaction to a lot of people enjoying Pokemon growing up as a kid. And so the nostalgia ran deep, and for that reason, it performed very well. And in regards to, you know, 2016, it ran off of Evolutions, Pokemon Go, all that kind of hype. So it's one of those sets that, it's one of those things where it was in its discovery phase. But now we're looking at the fact of the matter that, you know, I want to say from around 2017 up until 2018, Pokemon performed well, and then a lot of prices kind of tanked and went back to reality. Then after that, what you kind of saw was you just saw obviously a recent boom. Obviously, whether you want to make the argument that it was kind of threaded by COVID, and that played such a huge factor in regards to overall prices going up so much. Regardless, it showed another cycle. So when looking at the overall cycle, kind of, you know, hypothetically, speculatively, whatever you want to look at it, kind of, you know, short-term trend, we can say to ourselves 2017 and then bear market 2018, 19, 20. So I say 5 to 10 is very conservatively, because if we look at the history of Pokemon, that's kind of how long it was for the first bear market. But if you want to really look at cycles typically last 2 to 3 years, but you want to run on one of those cycles that could last another year or two. So I would say at least 5 years as far as it goes if we're looking based off of history, but I like to give conservative estimates because it's always to be safe than sorry. I think I go Grass Knot here. So short-term risk, obviously, I mean, the short-term risk is just downside. That is literally it. If you buy a booster box of Evolving Skies for 180 and then it goes all the way down to 110, that's your downside risk. But if you have a booster box of Evolving Skies you get for 110, your downside risk is getting it at literally wholesale prices, which when with a set like that, it's very, very unrealistic, or unlikely, I should say, that it'll happen, but it's still there. So that's your short-term risk. A long-term risk is more or less if you think Pokemon is going to crash and burn, which I personally don't think it is. I think that's a lot less likely to happen, of course. So you want to consider more short-term risk as something in regards to what is the good dollar cost average. And just kind of how I like to look at it is in times to buy. Best times to buy are really with initial initial wave releases. So when a second or third wave comes out and the prices go down, obviously we saw with Evolving Skies. Typically, you don't want to get pre-release prices because they're a lot more expensive. But once you understand the market and know when the best times to buy are, that's kind of going to be your main key focus and that lower risk. Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, if you're a big fan of those sets, if you believe in those sets, investing in them, I think regardless of whether you believe in them, they're still going to perform well long term. And considering how cheap you can get them for, it's crazy good price. Evolving Skies, you get it for around $100, same deal. It's going to perform probably better than all those sets. So all in all, there's a lot of really opportunity because when there's blood in the streets, that's when there's the most opportunity, when everyone's panic selling. Thought Battle Styles was a little better than people give it credit. It's not bad as far as 10 years down the road. Most sets are looking at more favorably once they start becoming vintage. 100% agree. Also, after you're done with lastly, what about storage in space, bedroom, on floor? 68 degrees. Good question. Great question, honestly. Because that's something that a lot of people don't really talk about a ton is storage. You know, as far as it goes, hold on one second. I got to do this. Gather mine. Get Rex Scrub. Then we quick ball the. I think we quick ball the Raheem. Grass Knot, you're dead. I think overall, storage, I think if you're going to buy cases. I think cases are, I mean, you can obviously buy booster boxes if you want, but if you do, I would try in sealing them in cases if possible. Because honestly, keeping them protected in boxes is kind of going to be your biggest bet. Temperature plays a somewhat of a factor, more specifically humidity does, but as long as you're keeping it in cases and you're keeping it in an area that's well ventilated and you don't have like mold or mildew, or you don't have like moisture in the air, whether it be from vape, cigarettes, whatever that kind of looks like, then you're typically going to be fine. But that's how I would recommend storing it. Now, where you want to store it, you can store it in your garage if you have enough room for it. If you have such a huge collection that you want to get yourself like a storage box that you spend, I don't know, like I know some people literally have like they have like, not warehouses, but I'm trying to think of what they're called. But like you spend like $10 a month, like, and it's an area you can store things. I can't believe I'm forgetting what it's called, but like once you get a big enough collection, if you don't want to store it in the garage, I understand that. And then, yeah, when you say unless we have a Great Depression, well, that's another thing to consider, John, when you think about it this way. There's always a if we have, which is why I always say long term. Because if you look at it from that perspective, you say to yourself, hypothetically speaking, let's have a fun hypothetical, right? Let's say that next 3 years, Pokemon is down and then it starts turning around. The franchise goes around. Pokemon prices start to go back up again. And then we get a Great Depression. Everything drops a ton. Guess what? Then you're going to have to wait that 5 to 10 year period because we're waiting for that depression to go out. That's just kind of how you always got to look at it. 5, 10, speculatively, conservatively. But the actual more realistic cycle is about 3 years. Yes, that's exactly what I just said. That Raheem is 100% right. That's exactly what I just said. It has to do more about humidity than temperature. That's why I said cigarettes, vapes, moisture in the air. Yeah, that's kind of what's going to be the biggest thing in regards to damaging cards. Also, did I do the clicker? I can't remember. I always forget sometimes. I did not do the clicker. There we go. Yeah, that's good, dude. Yeah, keep it in, keep it good, keep it sealed. Storage unit. Thank you, Raheem. Storage unit. Yes, if you want to, you can always put it in a storage unit. Also, hey, Raheem, welcome. Thanks for stopping by, brother. We're at 625 levels of sadness. So far, so sad. We're gonna get rid of Rayhan here. Go Rayhan into Leafeon. box. Oh, what a dick. There's a Gallermine. Love to see it. Get wrecked, scrub. Thank you. I think it's, you know, I definitely, of course, think it's important because unlike, you know, stocks and stuff, well, actually, that's a lie. Stocks, it's also important to store things. It's just in person, so it's a lot harder, you know? Should I go like crazy? Or should I go like crazy? In regards to what? Oh, yeah. Travis also says, hold on one second. I actually need to do something real quick. I need to go Leafeon for start. So we go Leafeon here. Then we go Level Ball in the Sobble. So we could Drizzile. Then we go look for a trainer. Then we go for a... We'll keep a boss's orders just to have a boss's orders. I do not have one. Then we go scoop up on the Drizzile. Throw out that. Throw out this. Throw out another Drizzile. Then with that, we will also throw out a... Let's go with Snow Leaf Badge for now. Doesn't have a retreat cost. Grass Knot. Boom, you're dead. You suck. Sorry, what was I reading? I've actually been looking for some cases as a bunch of loose booster boxes and would like to have cases for storage. That's honestly the way to go, dude. Literally get the case, packaging up, tape it over, forget about it. That's how you do it. But what do you mean by should you go crazy? Travis cardboard is free. But they fit so perfectly in cases. He's 1,000% right. It's hard, dude. Because when you want to be efficient with storage, once you like look at my garage, right? And you see how much like Pokemon cards and product I have, you want to be efficient. You know what I mean? Like you want to be super efficient. And so it is a lot cleaner when it comes to cases. You don't have to do cases, but it is a lot cleaner. Bought a few boxes from LGS recently and asked if they would send them in a case, but they didn't. Douche. I always send everything in cases because it's easier for me shipping wise, and then also I know a lot of people appreciate it more, so I think that's just how you should do it, dude. Seriously, like why not? How much percent of my income investment should invest in cards like 2 to 3 cases a week? Well, honestly, one of the things they say in regards to, so I'm gonna give you a couple fun amount of statistics. I'm going to give you guys some fun statistics. First and foremost, actually, we're going to throw out this Drizzile. Thank you very much. We're going to throw that Drizzile out. We're going to grab ourselves a boss's orders again. So get wrecked, scrub. Yeah. I'm going to boss's orders this guy. And then we are going to evolution Incense into an Inteleon. Also, I need to... this search deck. This guy's getting absolutely wrecked, dude. And I love it. We'll grab another boss's orders for kicks. I'll answer your question in just a second. Sorry, guys. Obviously still trying to pwn this noob. I hate that it's still alive. So once again, your question is how much percentage of my income should I invest in cards like 2 to 3 cases a week? I don't know what your income is, John, so that's hard for me to say, but I'm going to say a couple fun statistics. So statistically speaking, the average American household doesn't start an investment account until the age of 40. That's very sad considering a lot of people live off of the idea that Social Security is the way in which they're going to retire and invest. Social Security is not an investment method. It's supposed to be a social safety net so that if you had a lower income wage, Social Security would be able to offset that based off of how much you saved. You can't specifically just have Social Security. With that being said, I think the general idea and the general piece of advice a lot of people will say is at least give 10% of your overall income. However, as far as it goes, and they say exposable income too, which means you could just lose it, obviously. Hypothetically speaking, you would lose it. Obviously, more realistically, you're not going to, but besides the point. point once again, me saying all this is, as far as it goes, in regards to how much you make and how much income you have extra is also important. I don't know how old you are, John. I don't know what, of course, you know, your financial situation is. And you're John out here flexing. How old are you, John, if you don't mind me asking? But yeah, as far as it goes, I mean, if you have a lot of disposable income, then kind of, in my personal opinion, is in the general idea is invest what you're willing to risk, and then as well invest what you're willing to hold on to over long term. So for example, let's say a hypothetical. Let's say I make 1,000 a week, right? And let's say that I've got bills to pay, right? And basically after I'm done with all my bills, I come up with about 200 bucks of play money, right? So if you're saying to yourself, at the end of the week, you spend 800 on your bills, you have 200 extra left over. You know, if you want to, of course, go out and eat for dinner every so often, then you want to probably save that 100 bucks and then just invest 100 a week, right? Of course, if you make more, then that's a completely different argument. Or if your expenses are less, let's say you make 1,000 a week and your expenses are, you know, only you are left over with 700. Then of course at that point you can say, well, I can invest 300 to 400 a week. It really just depends on how much you're making, what disposable level of income you have, what your overall risk tolerance is, and just understanding that you can't just be like, I'm gonna invest $1,000 and the price goes down 10% and then you have bills you need to pay and you're like, oh, well, I have bills I need to pay and I'm just gonna sell it now, and you're gonna lose 10% off of that. So you have to be able to understand your risk management and what you're willing to kind of throw out. For me personally, I obviously am someone who has a lot less expenses right now. So, and I'm pretty young, so I'm basically trying to just invest as much as I can. Because my long-term goal is to kind of be semi-retired by the age of 30. That's kind of my goal, so. Just being smart with my money. Being frugal too, that's another thing as well. It's very important. 629, baby. No luck. Escalator, no ladder. That's a funny analogy. I've never heard that one before. Lol. I mean, I quick ball my quick ball into a saw bowl. For now, that's the play. I just grass knot. I have enough money, but I'm a hustler. I'm 29, live at home. I'm going to live her until 35. I assume you mean here. I've been stacking for the past 10 years. Okay, so that's good. You have enough. Well, I don't know what enough means. But regardless, you don't have to obviously share that information. That information's private. But I'm going to assume, okay, you're 29 years old. Says you've been stacking up money. So as far as it goes, like I mentioned before, the general advice I will give without saying, you know, how much money you have, once again, not financial advice, not financial advisor, is whatever you're willing to risk and whatever you're willing to say, I'm going to sit on this money for the next 3 to 10 years without selling. That is kind of how you have to look at it. Doesn't matter how much money it is, but if it's money that you want to get a return on, then that's how you do it. That's how I'd look at it. All right, Tiny Leaf Pokemon Turtwig. Man, we're already at 6:31, ladies and gentlemen. Well, when I'm 35, I'm going to be able to buy a full house. Oh, hey, dude, that's exciting. First off, congratulations. That is one of the first dreams and goals for a lot of, why is my face cam frozen? Can you guys still hear me? The audio running? It says the boom mic's running. I wonder how long my face has been frozen for. Honestly, I don't care at this point. You guys don't need to see my face. Completely unfrozen. Yeah, I know. I see my screen. Is it my screen or just my face? Oh, this guy's smart, and it's annoying. Dang, this is upsetting. No rule boxes? I got a max leaf either way. Just your face cam? That's fine. The reason why I don't want to mess with this is because last time I messed with it, it like crashed, and then the whole freaking stream went down, and so I have no problem. As long as I don't get a shiny and my face reaction is frozen, I would be upset about that. I won't touch my money in my bank. I want to work on my income only. Yeah, dude, that's smart, dude. That's definitely smart. This guy's dead. Game over. I think it sounds like from what you're doing, you're being wise. However, as far as it goes, when you say don't touch your money in your bank, yeah, I mean, if you're just waiting and trying to save up for a house, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Personally, I definitely would say if your goal, if you're 29 by 35, I would probably invest some of it, just because one thing you have to take into consideration, John, that a lot of people don't, is the average rate of inflation. If you want to put something in a very low risk upside, then I think that's pretty nice. If you like bonds 2% year over, I think bonds, honestly, I consider bonds to be pretty risky in my personal opinion. But with that being said, you know, the rate of inflation is going to be pretty high year over year. So it can be as crazy as it sounds, riskier putting it in your bank than putting it in an investment, depending upon what the overall rate of inflation is. Like we just had 6 to 7% rate of inflation this past year, and that's realized inflation. That's not even unrealized inflation, which is as high as 10 to 15%, depending upon what kind of item we're talking about, like milk or dairy products or beef and such on. So obviously, if you want to keep in the bank, of course, you know, and you don't want to take any aggregated risk in regards to, you know, let's say investing in something. But if you're talking about the fact that you will have enough in the next 6 years to buy a house, I don't think it's a bad idea to put a little bit, just a little bit. You don't have to put all of it. And obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. You know, I'm just some guy talking about finances on a Pokemon channel. But of course, it's up to you, man. I mean, whatever makes you feel safe, whatever decision, as long as you're not just going and blowing your money and then on casino gambling or casino investing, that's what matters. Because you're at a point right now where you're trying to protect your investments and not gamble it away, you know? So I just personally, rate of inflation has just been so high recently that I don't like sitting on cash. But that's me, of course. Because it makes sense, because literally if you're saying to myself, if I have $1,000 in my account and then it loses 7% by the end of the year, I just lost $70 off of not investing it, you know? Man, why is my face cam so sus? I kind of want to fix this and see what's going on. I don't think the stream will crash, but I still not exactly the most thrilled about this. Yeah, of course, dude. A lot of people don't really think about inflation, so it's very important to consider that. Like, when I say very important, I literally mean, like, extremely important to consider inflation. A lot of people don't think about it enough. Because think about it this way. If you get 7% on your overall return on investment on stocks by the end of the year, you actually got break-even money when it comes to your realized profit because you're going with the rate of inflation. Obviously, that's within the past year. Typically, the average rate of inflation is anywhere between 1% and 3%. 3% being on the high end, 1% being on the low end. But obviously, we've had record inflation that we haven't seen since the 70s. So stuff like that is where it becomes important to hedge. Yeah, I hear that is very interesting. Yeah, it's so hard for me to take like 20K and blow it on cardboard investments. Well, you don't have to blow it on cardboard investments. No one's saying that. I'm just saying general investments. You can put that in a mutual fund. You can put that in an index fund. I mean, dude, like overall, if you were to put that in like something like the S&P 500, for example, you have such a low risk. And I'm not once again saying that you should do this. Like, this is just my personal opinion. Of course, you make your own financial decisions, but putting it in like an index, which has a very, very low rate of risk, and its return, depending upon what kind of index we're talking, how aggressive you want to be, has a 3 to 10% return year over year, which at least aggregates a lot of your risk in the context of looking at the overall rate of inflation. You know, I think I go tool jammer here. Oh, I messed up. Big oopsies. I still think I scoop up the Inteleon though. And I drizzle again. Into a... We'll go energy search. Then we grass knot. Yeah, you're 100% right. I've been saving in the wrong way, honestly. Disappointed myself. Dude, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, think about it this way, John. I'm going to give you, for making a move earlier. Here's how I want to look at it, John. You're 29 years old. You have almost enough money to buy a house. I don't know if it's in cash or if it's a down payment. Regardless, enough to buy by the age of 35. The average American doesn't have an investment account until the age of 40. So the fact of the matter that you're already ahead of the curve is something you should be proud of, because a lot of people can't say the same thing. So I know you want to beat up on yourself because you made mistakes, but here's the deal, man. You're moving on and you're looking back on this from the past and saying to yourself, hey, I've made mistakes. I'm learning from my mistakes, and knowing that you're going to be better because of them. Not to mention the fact of the matter, when it comes to the overall decisions you've made, you've still made very wise financial decisions, and you've been very frugal. You've been smart in saving your money. You know what I mean? So, because that's something that a lot of people don't do. A lot of people will just blow their money for a lot of short-term pleasure, and then long-term it'll come bite them in their later on in life, you know? So you're still making good decisions, you know? Obviously, it's always learning. I mean, I can't say how many times of mistakes that I've made, but I've learned from those mistakes and I've moved on from those mistakes. Because at the end of the day, you have to always say to yourself, you're young, you're 29, I'm even younger, so we have to look at life in the context of learning opportunities, you know? And my face cam just said bye-bye altogether. So, always got to be looking forward. 635, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I just clapped that guy in that tournament. Those people that were watching. Here, if I close out, wait, maybe if I close out of the app and then re-enter in, kind of interesting. Connecting to your computer. I don't know if it'll get fixed, but it'd be nice if it get fixed. So I don't just have a black screen. Yeah, John, don't be hard on yourself. Just learn and adjust. Yep, 100%. That's the only thing you can do. You can never look back on the past. Always got to look forward. Always got to look at the positive. Especially considering you're still in a really good place regardless. Also, this whole face cam thing not working is a little upsetting. Did I miss a text message? I think I said I missed a text message too.
Yeah, I put 401k. Besides that, nothing much for investing. I gamble on cars. Cars. Oh, lol, not cards. I buy a lot of cars, but I could be doing more. Yeah, and you know, if it's one thing if you like cars, because cars are a fun like kind of hobby, but if you're buying cars as not like specific year, make, and models that are considered to be collectible cars that have long-term investment, cars are a depreciating liability. So they go down over time. They say that once the car is taken off the lot, it loses about 50% of its value. I think that's pretty extreme. I think it actually loses about 20% because it does hit that mileage rate. It could be upwards of 50 depending upon what make and model we're talking here. But yeah, cars are just liabilities that don't generate real money unless you're, you know, able to flip a car or you're able to get a good deal on a car that you can, you know, get a good return on, or you're buying a model car that you're going to be looking at from a long-term, you know, collectible perspective. So that's kind of how I look at it, because cars just go down in value. Those are short-term just to have stock for car lot. Oh, that makes sense. So I understand that. I forgot your dad owns a car lot. It sounds like you work for your dad. So no, that completely makes sense. That's a completely different situation, obviously. It loses about 20-ish%. See, that's exactly what I just said. Yeah, it loses about 20-ish%. Sometimes it can go as high as 50, depending on the make and model, but 20-ish is a lot more realistic. Also, I hate how much I have to wait for tournaments. Oh, it's so upsetting. Hey, shout out to Jared for subscribing. I need to get notifications so I can kind of post that when someone subscribes to the channel. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We are at 470 subscribers. Let's go, baby. That is exciting, to say the least. Still want to figure out this whole face cam thing. I love cards though. I have the most passion for cards. Everything is telling me to invest in. The only thing that holds me back is my dad rolling me to be careful. Legit. Telling me to be careful. And I mean, honestly, dude, I don't think you should double think it. I don't think you should get in your head about it. He's telling you to be careful. So take his advice and be careful. Don't invest too much, right? If you say to yourself, you invest in Pokemon cards, you keep it in a well-ventilated area where there's no moisture, you keep it sealed, you don't mess with it, and you say to yourself, I have enough that I'm investing that long-term, I see this as potential upside, because we're looking at the next 6 years. He's a short-term thinker, to be honest, though, and that's the problem. You can't have that short-term thought process. You have to look at long-term. You have to be able to look at it in that aspect. So, especially when you look at it right now, all your money is going to be made in the long term. Opportunities will come in the short term, but all the money is going to be made in the long term. It's like those people that bought Evolutions, or, you know, let's say it's like those people that have bought Evolving Skies booster boxes or Primal Clash booster boxes when they did reprints for them. Everyone was thinking to themselves, man, the price just dropped all the way down to $80. This is crazy how cheap you can get Evolving Skies and Primal Clash. Pokemon is going to zero. Well, guess what? If you'd bought it for $80 back in 2016, I think was the last reprint, 5 years later, looking at it short term, $400. Do the math. That is about a 500% return. Just saying. That's how I like to look at it. John, it's good to be careful, but if you're getting things at MSRP, I'd say much better than having the money sitting in a bank. But here's even the deal, man, Travis. We're not even getting it at MSRP. MSRP technically is considered $144. We're getting product at
well below MSRP. We're getting it at distributor level prices, guys. Keep that in mind. Distributor level prices are the prices that I buy it for. That is when you know it's dirt cheap. $6.39, baby. Also, if you're afraid of damage, theft, etc., you can always get collectible insurance 100%. And actually, if I'm correct, it's not even that expensive. My mom has it. And she keeps reminding me to get it because of the fact of the matter how much Pokemon I hold. I hold a lot of cardboard. I get stuff from distributors. My boy owns a few stores. Even though it's all cheap now. Hey, that's always nice to have the hookup. I pay $75 a year for my whole collection. Yeah, see, man, that's, I mean, dude, I don't know how big your collection is because obviously that will play a factor into it. But yeah, dude, it's not super expensive. Bro, this is so infuriating how long this tournament's taking. Also, although I would be very stoked if I got a shiny Turtwig, I would be very upset if it was during when my face cam went away. We're at 640 though. That's low. I was raised though about, wait, hold on, I need to read that again. That's how I was raised though. It's about, you know, and luckily I know a lot of small business owners. Yeah, dude, that's always nice to have those connections for small business owners. For sure, having homies that'll help hook you up with stuff. Booster boxes for sure are well under MSRP, but I mean, like collectible boxes and stuff. For example, celebrations boxes at MSRP are a good investment, I think. No, I 100% agree, but also I don't think you're gonna find celebrations. Ow, what did I poke myself with? Celebrations boxes below MSRP. So I think you're 100% right in that regard. Yeah, no, if you're talking purely not booster boxes, then yes, you're 100% right. Some 10s? What do you mean, Raheem? What are you referencing? Some 10s. I think vintage is a terrible investment. I really do. I don't think so. I think vintage is still a very safe investment. And that's the reason because it's older, it's rarer. You might say to yourself, of course, you know, vintage being a lot more expensive, it's going to have a lot slower growth, but you know, it's going to have a lot faster of a return, if that makes sense. But it won't, but in the short term. And what do I mean by that? So obviously everything's crashing, right? So you say to yourself, let's say everything bottoms out, right? Well, vintage is going to be the first to start its turnaround time because it's already out of print. And the only thing that's going up at this point is demand. Overall supply is not increasing versus a lot of modern sets are still due to reprint. And so you typically have like a 2-year window when it comes to buying product because they're subject to multiple reprints. But of course, you know, you have so much more upside in the percentage perspective than vintage. So I can understand it from that perspective, but I would say I don't think it's true to say that vintage is a terrible investment. I don't think it's bad whatsoever. I just think any investment is a good investment if you get it at the right price. And depending upon also the upside could also play an even bigger factor. I basically insured what I could fit in my safe, LOL. What I got insured was only about $6,200, but after seeing how cheap it was, I will probably add everything. Dude, I feel that. I don't know why sometimes the messages don't go through. Very weird. A guy on eBay just posted a ton of PSA 9 and 10 holo DPs on eBay right now. Prices are awful though. When you say awful, you mean like super expensive? I think Modern has more potential, but that's just my opinion. No, I agree with you. I think it does. I think it has more potential. 100%. No, I 100% agree with you. But you also have to take this into consideration, John. For a lot of people that are worth, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars or so on, they would much rather take the slow growth with lower risk. Because hypothetically, if the Pokemon market were to kind of crap the bed tomorrow, it's going to be vintage that's going to hold better. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, speculatively speaking, there's more percentage growth as it stands right now in Modern. So I agree with you both on that aspect. You're just looking at aggregating risk less, obviously. Yeah, expensive. Oh, that's upsetting, Raheem. That's why I think CGC 9.5 regrading seems like just the ultimate play, honestly. I don't have either an electric or a dragon type Pokemon. That is upsetting. But I will go Gather Mind to start. Into Capture Energy. From Capture Energy into Leafeon. And then from Leafeon, I want a Marnie, but I don't think Marnie's the play. I think the play is just a Leafeon.
Yeah, I just saw the link, brother. I'll definitely check it out when I'm done here in a second. $6:43, ladies and gentlemen. I also want to see how kids these days see Pokemon, what they're into, feel about it the same way as we do as kids. I think that's smart, John. I think that's very smart. Because getting a feel for what the future is, because these guys are going to be the future buyers of this generation from a nostalgic perspective. What are they into now? Is there any statistic? There isn't really. It's kind of hard to really see that kind of stuff. Of course, he would Marnie before I would. That sucks. Man, that really hurts, actually. Hope I get a good draw. That is not a good draw. However, I can... But it's attach a basic from your discard pile. Oh. Oh, that's not good. He needs an energy, though. He needs an electric. Did he just quick ball an electric energy? I think that means he has it, if I were to guess. Man, that just really set me up for disaster. The ultimate dream is I need to be able to top deck Mustard. That is kind of the dream right now. Do you feel kids have as much love as we do? Oh, 100%, dude. 100%. They just are born in a different generation, so Pokemon that they grow up and love is going to be different than us. But I 100% think they do. Oh my gosh, he got a Spiral Energy. Yikers. Yeah, I'm gonna need some help. I'm gonna need a lot of help. And so far, the Shiny Turtwig is not there. I'm gonna need a lot of help. Oh my gosh, wow. And then he did that too. Jesus loves me. A Kid I Babysit For is all about Charizards. I think those beloved Pokemon like Zara, Pikachu, etc. will always be loved. Oh yeah, they're popular for a reason. You know? They are popular for a reason indeed. But yeah, I know plenty of kids, dude, that are into Pokemon. Neighbors, friends, kids. All the above, you know? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, I can't play it? That's so dumb. I 100% agree. Aren't we all just a bunch of kids? How unfortunate. LOL, I need to talk in person. Yeah, I know, dude. I bet you're probably tired as frick as far as it goes. I mean, honestly, John, I don't know if you're a part of the Discord or not, but we have conversations every so often. John, we have a Discord. We do have a Discord. It's in the description. If the link's not active, someone want to do an invite to the server and invite him? Love how the homies are hooking up again together. Oh my god, where's my mustard? That sounds kind of funny saying it. Where's my mustard? Oh. I know nothing about Discord. Yo, Travis or Koga or Raheem or any of you guys that are here, can you shoot him over the Discord link? Chilling, my VMAX Climax and EV Heroes came in today. Heck yeah, dude. That's exciting. Bro, I'm getting my butt whooped right now. My draws have been atrocious. Dang, that's upsetting. Dude, this is so stupid. This is ridiculous how stupid this is. Like, actually. Like, I literally can't do anything. Oopsie. Didn't mean to do that. What do you mean you can't invite people? Should be able to. Here, I'll invite. Wait, can I throw down the link? How do I do that, actually? Here, I'm gonna cut out my second monitor for a second. So if you go down right now to the description down below, you should see, if you go to the description down below, you should see the link. I think it's just over, man. This guy kicked my butt. Well, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to do one last encounter, because we have been going for well over 3 hours now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one last encounter and then call it a day. That is going to be the plan. Close the window. Let's see as well what Raheem's talking about. We can actually share that on the second monitor. Man, you're not kidding. They did just drop a ton of them. 10 for 789? Jesus loves me. No wonder you're saying they're too much. That is ridiculous. That is crazy expensive. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I think long term it's a realistic price, but right now, dude, dropping it all at once too. All right, this is it, boys. Right here, 647. This will be the last one for the day. As always, thank you guys all so much for watching. I really can't thank you guys enough, as I really do appreciate your guys' support. Will we get the shiny? We will not, sadly. But yeah, been going for about 3 hours. Obviously, big sad. We are stopping at a timer of 19 hours and 40 minutes. So no luck so far, but I really appreciate you guys all so much for stopping by. Raheem, Koga, John, as well as anyone else who also stopped by. I really can't thank you guys all so much enough for the support and asking me all these questions and talking to me and helping keep me sane. Shut up, Travis. You know I purposely left you out, you scrub. But I seriously, as always, can't thank you guys enough for all that you do and helping support the channel. And as always, I will happily answer all your guys' questions and conversations, as I do really enjoy getting to know you guys and streaming and just being able to hang out and talk with you guys. It truly does mean the world to me, as I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. But yeah, I was glad to be able to hang out with all you guys too. So, but that is all for today's video. Until then, I will see